See how long is this cable. Oh, when you turn it off, and I have it on there, it sends an electric distortion. That goes to the feed, so that's why we don't turn it off. I don't know why that happens. What I do is just switch it off. You guys don't worry about it.
screen only there. All the other part of the screen is like full of potholes, like shit. Just do that. Just do that.
Good evening and welcome NPL fans to the final clash of round 13 in the women's competition. We're at Olympic Village for the conclusion of it. It's fifth place Heidelberg United up against the league leaders, Bulleen Lions. A game which has many talking points surrounding it this evening. Focal of them being Alana Jansevsky facing Bulleen, whom she spent quite the tenure with before joining Adelaide United in the Liberty A-League Women's competition. Tonight representing the yellow and black Burgers side. I'm Adam Palombi, joined by Han Tran from the commentary position. How good is Monday Night Football under the floodlights, Han?
How good is it to be here at Olympic Park? It's always an occasion every time you're here on a Monday evening. Bulleen, that you know, they love playing Monday evening. They're normally at the Veneto Club, but at this time around, Heidelberg is hosting them here under the floodgates, and I love it because it kind of closes up the weekend and it gets you excited for even the coming week, round two. But it's going to be such an exciting game, Adam. I can't wait.
Home side enjoying a rich spade of winning form in recent weeks. Only FV emerging, holding them to a draw in their last 5 games. They defeated Alamein by a goal in last weekend's encounter. They look to continue a rich spade of form they're in. So we cross to the lineups unchanged. Remain the Burgers. Mia Bailey in goal. Cameron Barreiro alongside Daniela Galuccio, Sienna Weston and Madison Rakic. Across the back line, Ashka Miata, Sarah O'Donoghue and Alana Jansevsky in the middle of the park. Stephanie Galea, Hilly Lockhart and Nami Ambo accumulate attacking positions. A footnote on Stephanie Galea: if she is to score this evening, that will be her 50th goal for the Burgers in 155 games played. It's quite the emphasis on the captain if she can conjure up a special moment at the expense of the Lions, as their lineup also unchanged. They have been busy progressing in the Night Cup, a match in which their talisman player, if you will, of Maya Markovsky had netted a hat-trick upon Erin Hudson in goal. Leah Mulderi, Mila Bulic, Isabel Dehakis and Aurora Little across the back line. Lana Byrne, Paige Zoyce and Laudres Gonzalez in the engine room. Mia Sale, Alana Portalino and Maya Markovsky all in attack. Well, so many outlets for both sides in terms of their attacking retrospect. Is there anyone we want to put emphasis on tonight?
I would say it's going to be a keepers game. If the keepers will not concede, it's going to be a great game. You know, both teams have weapons of mass destruction when it comes to it. You know, in the attacking, you know, Maya Markovsky on a good day, she's unbelievable. Same as Alana Cortaleno. And then you've got the other side, Steph Galea. You know, she's such a gunner up forward. Same is with Miata and Kelly Lockhart. So those crucial members of these two teams, if you allow them any space and time, they will unlock and be lethal. So already a lot of attacking from both sides at the moment, but I would see it will come down to the keepers. They've got a very big job to do tonight in not allowing any of these easy balls to come through. So I would say from one end, the Lions, Erin Hudson, she's such an experienced goalkeeper in NPL. She's going to make sure she steps up to the plate. And then on the other end, Mia Bailey for Heidelberg, she's going to step up to the plate as well.
Mia Bailey, of course, representing the Matilda Roos, if you want to call it that, hard as a youth. Quite the esteemed goalkeeper in her own retrospect. Has to contain some quality upon that turf, which is in fantastic condition on this chilly Monday night. I'm touch briefly on Maya Markovsky when announcing the lineups. A hat-trick in the Night Cup of last week, which was a 6-0 result for Bulleen. She's in possession now. Quite the season she's had in 15 appearances in both Cup and League football. She's come in on 12 occasions, 9 in fact being across the league. Just weaving through Dairy. She had a nice run. Just able to manufacture a pass. Being Bailey's first real involvement out of a simple claim. Bouncing header. Dehakis, the captain, still remains aloft. Dehakis takes a touch. Tries to get beyond Jansevsky. Miata tried infiltrating the pass. Wide area. Needs to pursue forwards. Antonello. Markovsky. Chance opening up now for the Lions. Options remain in the centre. Lucio on defensive duties, just forcing back. Saleh. Cross gets fighting towards Markovsky. Miscues. The flag has gone up. The visitors imposing themselves early.
You see Markovsky on the run, and this is where they allow her a lot of time and space. That run was unfortunately just a little bit ill-timed from Markovsky. If she kind of held it probably a little bit better to get that ball to ground first, perhaps she probably could have had a better touch on it. But good effort coming from Bulleen. They just got to threaten it, get those diagonal passes in, find the back post, because that's where it's dangerous. That's where you can get the keeper caught off guard.
As for the substitutes this evening for the home side, Ava Walters, Ina Fontinos, Liliana Lamage, Margot Rabin, Catherine Valhopoulos. Lydia Edwards is back into the thick of play. The officials been busy early on. And the Lions might be forecasting a chance upon Mia Bailey's goal.
That was a challenge there, and keeper saw it all unfold. It was number 10, Paige Zoyce, that was in the middle of that, and just making sure her socks are all nice and neat, and she's going to start preparing for this set piece here. And Bulleen could threaten her early here, Adam. This could be a prime opportunity to get them in the lead of the game in what would be, I would find, the first of many in this matchup.
And Sevsky and Zoyce, two players very synonymous with each other. Lana was having a chat perhaps to her friend turned foe for the evening, as Zoyce has intent. Mia Bailey's wall all set upon this effort as Zoyce goes over the wall into the mid-grip of the Burgers keeper. Across to the away side's substitutes. Michelle Betty, Catherine O'Brien, Rosie Roger, Emily Shields, Caitlin Storray and Jessica Young, all featuring on the bench. As the Harkis couldn't break the Ansevsky tackle, she slides. About to pass for Galea, which is never going to reach the captain. Quick release from the keeper. The Harkis shifting out wide. Sunny. Lucio. And Rakic, rather, not Galuccio, just intervening. Markovsky feeling that striker role, coming deep to earn some possession. Takes a touch. This is to a teammate. So far, Han, you're seeing both sides just unable to really have a clean spell of possession. Ansevsky, that's a fine pass. And chasing, they were Heidelberg. Chance will open up for them. Defensive intervention had to be made. It still remains alive. Making up some ground to keep the initial chance. The Burgers were. Lockhart just already letting her presence be felt.
Bit of a commentator's curse there coming from Adam. You just said it's not some sharp passing, and then Heidelberg went, you know what, we're just going to go for this run. So that left wing, they've got to be very careful there, Bulleen, not to allow those easy diagonal passes come through. So that was a good chance there for Heidelberg, and they're going to continue to remain this ball in their forward half as much as possible. So the forward pressure is going really good now for Heidelberg. They're just going to keep that up.
Sevsky back here. It's going to work. Cross gets flown in. Galea nipping at the heels. The shot was going wide. But Hudson, with their experience, happy to just claim. She sends long. Radio heading towards midfield. O'Donoghue. Lockhart accumulating a more wing position this evening. Usually see her in the centre point of the attack, fitting off her number, the number 9. Galea accumulating that central role. Markovsky, intelligent, to bounce off Pereira to keep it with the Lions for the meantime.
Talking about Kelly Lockhart, you know, that role normally is kind of fitting to Ali Torre, obviously moved to Brunswick Juventus, but she's fitting in that role very well here, Adam, and that cut through, the passes that she creates are really great to see. But you got to utilise her more. You got to find those runs through, and then you got to help her out. So Heidelberg just got to utilise Kelly Lockhart in the left wing as much as possible.
Markovsky, so close to allowing her attacker to make some inroads. The Harkis orchestrating play on the back half. Pass and reach its intended target. Markovsky applying the pressure to Bailey. She goes long. Little intervenes. Mayada. Put in Schrapp. Tonello wants to have it back, receives it. Can she get Rafterbergs on to get to the ball? Bypasses her marker, ventures towards the box. Low cross comes in, not dealt with. Saleh on the edge of the area. And the long-range effort dispatched by Alana Byrne. Right in the way I'm sure she was envisioning.
Alana Cortelleno just went past the entire team, outran two of her opponents, and the pass, unfortunate for her, couldn't find a clear teammate to collect the ball. But gee, if she continues to do that the entire night, Bulleen is in for a chance. She's got to get those numbers up forward when she's on the run, get into the right place at the right time for her to cut that ball in, because she did that with ease. Made it look way too easy for us to see here, but Cortelleno, Heidelberg's just got to find a way to shut that down.
Edge of the box, shot from Markovski, had some dip. It's the roof of the net. Mia Bailey watching attentively on. It's the Melbourne victory. Bulleen striker. Having her presence felt. Quick little acknowledgement to be made. Olivia Edwards was in the starting lineup this evening. May have read her as a substitute. Perhaps the team sheet's a little bit fuzzy upon the start of the contest. It's Mia Bailey. I'm told to do it all over again. I'd love to disclose who the officials are this evening. That was something also not featured upon our team sheets. As Edwards in the defensive half. Sends a long ball right out of play towards the fourth official. We now have confirmation on the match officials. Makis Vikieris is the man in charge. As Miata goes for Galea, whose afterburners have been applied to Harkis. Backtracking, Galea couldn't go around the captain. But keeps possession well and truly in Bulleen's defensive half. Felt as if Galea had the pace. Captain against captain. And considering their respective positions, that could prove quite the individual contest.
Absolutely, just living up to the plate here. Both captains providing their role in the leadership in the team, but it's just, I think Steph Galea just didn't have the burners on hard enough on that occasion. Was just outrun there by two of the key defenders that ensure that their physicality was assured there in that contest. So Steph Galea just got to find a way, perhaps next time look for other avenues and pass it on and not give the ball away in that manner.
Nearly a chance brewing. Berger's caught in that offensive shape. Long pass for Ambo. She's going to apply some pressure along with Galea. Double team in towards Dehakis, who's happy to recycle through Hudson. Immediate pressure. Lockhart applying it. Evading it nicely was Bullich. Free player out wide. Heads in ball with Zois. Remains composed. Now Bullich. Galea. Commits a foul. Bit overzealous and trying to retain possession. This game with its sprinkle of A-League talent, which was a bit of a talking point between you and I, Han, in the lead up to this one. It's one of the few pleasures having some of the state's best players under the floodlights on a Monday night. Back in the leagues in which arguably made them as Markovski. Jens Sevski with a fine tackle. Alana on defensive duties. Nothing unknown to her. As Edwards trying to find Lockhart. Zois not dealt with by Edwards. Markovski happy to work it all the way back to Bailey, who's been called upon and sends forward. Lockhart flicks on. Jensevski with intent. Galea commits the foul. A bit of a push. You noticed in the build-up to that play, which the official was all over. Dehakis. Markovsky making an incisive run. Was Cortinello. She ventures towards goal. And Cortolino, rather, has that attacking prowess. And certainly sniffing out a potential chance in which was nearly converted to the bottom left corner. Mia Bailey well beaten, not her post.
I'm going to say time and time again, Alana Cortolino is going to continue to doing that in the entire game. That's her game plan. That's Bulleen. They know they can rely on her on those right flank rolls. So Heidelberg, they've got to try harder than that. If she gets a clear pass in, that's game over. You saw how quick that ball went through there. Luckily for Heidelberg, it didn't go in, but that angle was perfect. It was just unfortunate that Bulleen didn't have numbers behind the ball in the back post. But Alana Cortolino, she is banging on the door. She's goal hungry. It's just a matter of time that one will go in.
She's somewhat gotten the better off the left side of the fence in both Pereiro and Edwards so far. Ambo takes over, confronted by Dehakis. Ambo tried to keep her feet. Jansevsky flings a boot at it. Galea pressing heavy. It's going to work out wide to Bullich. Saleh. Under duress. Made the pressure nicely. Byrne. Incisive pass for Markovsky, and she's latched onto it. She uses her physicality to try and make more further inroads. Incisive pass. Edwards happy to clear. Edwards will find Ambo. She ventures backwards. It's fine play from the Lions. Just the execution which was lacking. Now Jansevsky has a paddock to run into. She tried searching for Lockhart. Well, Deary was brave. Pereiro stumbles through the deck, and now Cortolino doesn't manufacture the idea in which she was thinking. You can notice in the last 18 odd minutes of play, now the Burgers are looking to venture on the counter-attack.
What a passage of play that was, just end-to-end play, and it just looks so clean as well from both ends. But yes, I feel like the counter-attack will be on in matter of time in these both teams. They work it so well, they attack the ball and then react so quickly. But yeah, you just have to give credit to the midfield to ensure that those balls has to be perfect. Jansevsky playing a crucial role in the midfield, ensuring that those passes come through and that she's got a lot of open space as well.
Galea finds Lockhart on the edge of the box. She takes a tumble right in front of the official. Nothing doing. Pereiro takes over. Jansevsky heads on. Mulderi. Aerial ball. And a flick on from Galea, who's backtracking. Now Saleh. Markovsky making that leading run. Not acknowledged. Heads inboard to Gonzalez. Cortolino was her target. Now Jansevsky. Quick pace about the game. Over the top towards Ambo. Who tried controlling the lofted pass. And Markovsky controls that one brilliantly. Cortinello spinning. And upon the spin, perhaps got dizzy. Couldn't find a teammate. Such a pace about the contest so far. Much to what Harm was just saying previously in that last passage of play. Both sides adamant to have the first punch, if you will, in this heavyweight encounter. As Galea plucks it out the sky. Keeps a little off the ball. Now Miata. Pereiro. To Ashka Miata. Rakic making a run on the outside, as was Galea. Gets beyond her marker. Edge of the box. Still has possession. Cutbacks on. It's Galea who received, rather. On that run and cross down Miata. Unleashes Ambo. Cleaning up with the Lions in the defensive half. As Ambo getting involved on that left wing. Bypasses her marker. And doesn't earn the corner. It's going to be a goal kick for the Lions.
You'll see the physicality there. They're just bringing the intensity for both teams. The defence for Bulleen is not allowing any ball coming through their way. And the Burgers, they're fighting hard. They're ensuring that they have to win the ball, go in hard. So I feel like something's going to give. The tension is just so high here, Adam. It's just a matter of a goal to get in, to just kind of get that intensity up forward. But it's just a matter of time. The wing, they're just not using a lot of the corridor in this game, a lot of the boundary use, which could work them because the cutback has been brilliant in both teams. It's just when they cut it in, there's no one there to really have a clean possession. So it's just a matter of getting an open player in the right place at the right time.
Both sides showcasing intent. I feel like once the first goal does arrive, if it arrives, of course, the floodgates might open as Jansevski tries to open up some space. Ball just rolls out right in the middle of the pitch. Verdio takes over. Finally controlled. Bullich, who's bullied off the ball. O'Donoghue steps in, incisive pass was on for Jansevski, making that run from midfield. Now Markovski. Portolino, a wide option. An incisive option occurring also with Gonzalez, sliding to prevent the ball from making further inroads with the Burgers in the form of Miata. Heidelberg happy to evade the pressure with a clearance to Harkiz. First time pass. Saleh. Back to the captain who's been orchestrating so far this evening. Saleh. Outside run acknowledged by Little. Markovski entering the box. Little does well to get beyond her marker. Short pass was tame. She had time there. Once he saw the movement from Markovski, it felt as if the option might have been aerial. It was rather the low, short cross towards the 6-yard box, which wasn't effective, despite the positive play occurring from the Lions fullback. Miata, much on for her. Lockhart accumulating that natural striker position. Zoyce, Markovski now receives the pass, takes the game on, and gets her shot away. Bailey routinely parries and claims.
That was with power from Markovski. Wow, and it was low. It was in an area where it's very tricky for a keeper to stop. Do you go low? Do you go hard? But, geez, Markovski, she's on target. She's just got to find probably angles just to test the keeper a little bit.
Rakic unlocks Ambo. Her low delivery dealt with by Dehakiz. Stretching as Rakic, edge of the box. Composure from Byrne. Zoyce. Long ball. Edwards intervenes. Portolino, as you mentioned, hard, just trying to get in behind. Put on the afterburners. Feel like she can run as quick as a greyhound upon having that chance in behind. Seeing glimpses early on. It's only a matter of time. She's on for the pass. She's a wide option. Markovski, the target. Gonzalez rekindles possession. Portinello receives out wide. Peredio confronts. Portolino went around her, but Niata not taking any chances. So despite the chances at both ends, it's the Lions who are looking to erase the taste of the result that occurred last week against the Royals. Only their second loss of the season. They're making quite the portfolio to be back in the winners column.
Essendon Royals, I mean, it was a home game and it was, not on the green grass. It's a very unusual pitch there down at the Royals' home pitch. So for Bulleen, not their day, but they will go back fighting. They will claim, their top spot if they do win tonight. How many wins is it? So it's a lot, one of the best that we've seen in this season so far. But it's just a matter of getting those goals in. I feel like both of these teams are second half players. We saw that last week against Alamein with Burgers. They didn't really be threatening in any way until the second half. So we'll probably see them warm up in the first half, get their tactics in play, and the second half is when they will execute it, I would say, a little bit more better. They'll kind of find out ways to beat the other opponent. So these two teams, second half, I feel like that's when they will unleash. They're still warming up, and I feel like Bulleen will have the upper hand. They've got more opportunities in forward, and especially from Maya Markovsky. She's already got 2 shots on goal. She might have a third coming up.
Little gets the bounce. Pressure applied. O'Donoghue cleans up for the meantime. The Burgers in a real compact space. O'Donoghue evades. Ambo, fine pass. Rakic can't get beyond Byrne, whose cross straight to the top of the box. And Bailey's come a long way, and she's taken the game on by trying to open it up for Brerio. Ball strategy Cotton nearly paid off. As the throw-in occurred from Muldeary. She'll do it all again. Bullich to Hakis. Burgers sitting off. Markovsky takes a touch, tries to bring it to ground level. Little to Markovsky. And 2 yellow shirts to do with Miata getting caught in the communication perhaps. Not on the same wavelength with her defender for the clearance. Cortolino shifting gears and getting the shot away. Bailey, confident. Diving catch from Mia. Cortolino perhaps had a bit more time than she bargained for there, hon.
Absolutely, and the counter-attack was to the T. They just allowed that forward pressure, stay composed in front of goal, and got a little bit of more space on that occasion to get into the angles for the keeper to kind of outreach. So Bulleen, they're absolutely just nailing certain plays like that and put that pressure on against Heidelberg, which where's the response from there?
Jansevsky leading the charge. Cross comes in towards Ambo. She turns. Intervention was made, and what a prosperous one it was. Imperative defending from the Lions. One of their former Lionesses of Jansevsky involved in the build-up. Alana causing headaches early on. And Ambo, despite not having the initial chance, nearly manufactured it through the use of some strength. Arguably the best chance the Burgers have had so far.
It finally connected there for Jansevsky. She got the pass to Ambo so brilliant, and it was lucky because it was a deflection from a Bulleen defender that got that possession from Ambo. She turned, hoped for the best, but there was a defender right there in her tracks, but she got to possibly try better.
And Lockhart making it a real task for Bullich, which she deals with superbly. Swapping wings. There's Salek now on the right. Cortolino taking up the left. To Harkis. Wants to go long. Now Markovski receives possession and has Cortolino on for the pass. Bailey acknowledges that opportunity as the linesman quick to have the flag up for offside. You can see the determination in Cortolino. She just wants to ensure that the fullbacks, which she's up against, know. Wind her up and off she goes. Slowly, she's let them know of her presence. As Ambo, Little, out of real estate. Just over half an hour played. Either side, despite making the case, haven't burst open the door yet. Mr. Harkis, to a few. Not Jansevsky. Gets stuck in. Plays a nice ball to Galea. Which it hadn't set up for her the way in which I'm sure she would have wanted it to. And Bullich was quick to bully the space and force a clearance.
This is defending at its best from both ends of the pitch. You see from one end, Bulleen, they're just unstoppable. They line up so well, read the play well, and not allowing Heidelberg any easy chances forward. You see it time and time again. They get the ball, but they're not in a threatening situation there for the Burgers. They've got to find different avenues, cut the ball in, find another player loose inside the D, but Bulleen, they're already on it. I feel like they read the play so well that they get set up so well in the box that it just doesn't allow Heidelberg any easy chances through.
And Sevsky garners the corner. Options are plentiful for the Burgers. Cross dispatch towards the near post. Galea was in that region. There's Miata. Wants to keep lines in a compact space. Little has a throw-in. Gonzalez. Fine use, first time pass. From Byrne to Markovski. Saleh making a run out wide. Zoyce unleashes Saleh. Markovski jostling towards centre of the box. Saleh took a turn. Miata interprets the space well and keeps Gonzalez at bay for the meantime. Peredio clearing forward. Dahakis, Markovski. It's been much of the narrative so far. Sportanello initially might have had the touch. Bailey, vocal. Claims the ball. Perhaps might have been heard on the ambience audio. Bailey commanding the space inside the penalty area. As Rakic made a overlapping run beyond Miambo, who's back in a right wing position, which wasn't executed. Miata and Gonzalez. Miata draws the foul. There's individual matchups all over the field in abundance. We're certainly seeing one occur of high quality between Miata and Gonzalez, 14 and 15 respectively for their sides. Different players in their own retrospect. Miata more technical, you could argue. Gonzalez perhaps a little bit more physically imposing. Markovski has both those attributes in abundance. Couldn't shift away from Edwards as the lines continue to build.
So the first half, I feel like it's just a building the play and creating those opportunities, but the midfield have done so well to ensure that the ball is distributed in a way. They're not rushing it too much. They're finding different avenues, but it's the final third that we see time and time again. The connection just had to be there. Adam, it's something to work on because the players aren't really in position where they need to be at times for both ends of the pitch. Heidelberg have put themselves in good positions, but Bulleen, same. We normally see them very lethal in front of goal. You see Cortolino, she's moved to the left flank. I don't know if that's going to work for her. She was more dangerous in the right side, so I don't know if they've matched her up in a kind of way, but it's a set piece, and it could be a matter of time where a set piece could capitalise on a goal here, Adam.
The keeper crowded. Ball flung in. Markovsky has the initial flick on Little. Parried over the bar by Bailey, who was caught upon. Not to her name. Aroha Little leaps up to have the header diverted towards Mia Bailey's goal, in which she had to be prompt for. With another set piece from the corner forthcoming. Zoyce has a short option, she acknowledges. Tehakiz. Confronted by Galuccio. And the Lions will try it all over again. Short option, the one they've taken. Tehakiz has crossed, deflected on the way in. Little arriving. And Bailey back to self. And leapt to claim the ball. Just happy for it to sit, perhaps right on the goal line. Confident, the goalkeeper, whom claimed and threw quickly. Beredio, heavy touch. Saleh sliding. Edwards lofting forward. Ambo, it's going to sit up for her. Chance for the Burgers. Jansevsky in the box. Lockhart at the back post. Galea spins away. Chance still remains alive. Ambo. Can she send her left feet? Might have been O'Donoghue rather. She stumbles. Miata applies pressure. Gonzalez evades. Pass was blocked. Tehakiz steps in. Byrne putting open the door for Zios. And then Miata with an audacious effort. We can have a breath. It is currently a hot potato. That ball at the moment, it's in such dispute. Portanello with a heavy touch. And Sevsky can't find O'Donoghue. Zoyce. Derry finds Saleh. Fullback continued her overlapping run. Edwards taking no chances. Slides for a Bulleen throw-in conceded.
Oh, gee, that ball was hot. From one end to the next. You went from 3 corner kicks to a potential goal there from Heidelberg. They just get that kind of ball in the left flank with ease, so quick down the line, and that's where they had to react. So we'd love to see that from Heidelberg and to continue that run forward.
Tehakiz dispossessed, out of position, and streaming forward was Galea. Long pass over the top. Portanello on defensive duties, mopping up for the meantime. And does well against Rakic. Byrne. Zoyce. Trying to stay on side. There's Saleh in a wide area. A couple of step overs to confront Peredio. Markovsky, edge of the area. Goes around her marker. Can't go around Edwards. She remains composed, goes through the gates of Markovsky. Possession will still remain with the Lions. Maya, as aforementioned, crafted well. Cross comes in. We've seen that a couple of times now from the Lions, where they have so much decent build-up play in a wide area, but the cross is where they seem to falter.
Something to work on, and credit to Heidelberg's defence. I feel like they've done their homework in those occasions and shut those down.
As Hudson receives a, let's say, firm back pass in which she clears towards the Lions bench. Credit to the away side, they've been rather adept and knowledgeable in containing the fast pace on both sides of the flanks for the Burgers. They seem to be a step ahead at the meantime. As a free kick will be called back, and the Burgers, with half-time approaching shortly, have a set piece from some range as the hard options make their inroads towards the box. Weston, one of those. Lockhart, Galea. and Ambo away at the Jansevsky cross. Beautiful ball off the left. Hudson claims and wants to get this moving quickly. Perhaps a missed opportunity there for the Burgers, Hahn. Cross had nice shape from Jansevsky, just never hitting an intended target. As Lockhart runs at defenders. Tahaki is one of those. Galea couldn't divert it towards Miata. Lions want to venture forward. Markovsky. Zoyce. He's never going to sit up for Portanello, but missed opportunity from that set piece.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like Jansevsky was a bit confused. She over-kicked it, I would say. And by the time her teammates got in the rhythm of where that ball was going to head it to, it was a bit too late. But we know that Jansevsky could go all the way. We've seen it happen time and time again in A-League. So she probably was thinking, I could back myself up and perhaps get a goal from it. The only thing is, the downside is that pole, Adam, is a con. The most con downside of playing here at Olympic Village. I just don't like us that blocking our vision. That's all it is.
For the players, but for us in the commentary plethora, it's a similar issue to which those before I had experienced at CB Smith Reserve for that infamous light pole. It's accumulating a bit of space, perhaps in the centre of the field. As Cortinello evades that compact space. Byrne sends up to the sky, as does, dare I say, Weston. Miata, confronted by Little. Miata's cross. Lockhart interprets the space well, gets her turn and shot away, and Hudson couldn't deflect onto the crossbar. The heart sat in the mouth for a little second there. We know the quality in which Keely Lockhart possesses. And she really had the keys to unlock the deadlock for the Burgers. Ball flung back in. Lockhart, nice touch. Hudson with a fine save. The Burgers with half-time approaching have the momentum and they have a corner.
Wow, they've just got another gear going. They've got something in their rhythm, another battery in the pack before the halftime break. Outstanding performance from the forward pressure from Heidelberg. That's what we love to see. Just bring in that pressure and allow those opportunities to happen. We just saw that very close encounter there between Keely Lockhart, but Erin Hudson, you got to give credit to her, protected her near post.
From experience, Keely Lockhart's a player you can't take your eye off for a second. Jansevsky, low cross, not dealt with. Miata, Galea turning, they look towards the official. Arms are flung from Rakic. Play continues. Although her arms are up in protest, she sent the ball in quite tamely perhaps. It avoided everybody, much to the delight of the Lions, who up against it for that passage as they look to stem one of their own. Been quite the momentum contest so far. Saleh combining with Markovsky. Weston does well momentarily. Now Markovsky takes a heavy touch but kept her run going. And she puts her head down and gets to work. Cross towards Portanello. Who applies acceleration to get there ahead of Rakic, who's strong in recovery. She sends down the line Ambo. Controls well. Tries long pass of her own to Harkiz with the bobble controls. The board yet to go up for the stoppage time. Rakic just takes over. She knows the presence of Cortellino. As we all remain patient for the fourth officials board, which has not exactly gone up yet. As Gonzalez. Cross was blocked. 2 minutes, the verdict on added time. Getting stuck in the engine room with both sides. O'Donoghue to Ambo. Rakic can take the sting out of the passage for the meantime with Bailey, whose pass is cut off by Saleh. Heads out of play. Half-time approaching hard. What do we make of this first half?
It's been great. There's a lot of promise in the second half to see more of these opportunities. The runs have been outstanding. The defense have kept both of these teams in the game. You saw Rakic just right there. In 2 occasions, she stopped the attacking from Bulleen with just ease. She made sure she kept her eye on the ball, just didn't allow any opportunity of forward pressure. But that's what I would say. Keep the defense up, and that will go a long way in the second half.
Might have missed the board, as we haven't missed a beat. It's been such a competitive contest so far. Either side yet to find the net. However, it has been end-to-end football. Both Hudson and Bailey have had their fair share to do. Tahakias has been firmly involved for the Lions, as a captain should be. Galea had a couple of chances to make it 50 goals, 155 games for the Burgers. As half-time at Olympic Village has been called upon. The scores yet to be broken was the deadlock as we crossed through the half-time break. The second half is finally back upon us. Ball not in play yet. Both sides having a stern team talk between themselves. The first half was end-to-end high-quality football. Just at, say, the cusp of that finish, that respective end, in which hadn't occurred. Evenly balanced, evenly matched. Side in red-hot form against the top of the table, in whom are looking to get back in the winners' column. What a way to close out round 13 and football across the state for the week. Mitch heading into the next one has quite the cup spice about it. But as for tonight, Han, that first half, as we mentioned, had all the quality. And you did mention at the start of the game how it was going to be a goalkeeper's game. So far, that's paid to be what's occurring. What do you expect to see in the second half?
I want to see a similar affair, but I would say these two teams will bring in their utmost. Whatever they got left in the tank, they will bring it on. I know the occasion is massive. They probably heard how many people are on the stream right now. So Heidelberg amped up on their scoreboard right now. They've amped up the players. They've got it, the home side advantage right now. But again, it will just be another defensive structure. Going to play it out down pat, and also the goalkeepers. How good was Mia in the first half making those saves, and then Erin Hudson didn't have to overcomplicate the saves but had to position herself well. So it's going to be another goalkeeper second half game.
Tahaki's has been firmly involved. She storms out the defensive half. As the Burgers got possession back, turning towards danger as Ambo. Danello playing a pass as Weston gravitates towards Tahakis. Markovski coming deep, setting it wide. Portolino tries to create some space. Interpreting it nicely. They were the Burgers. Both Weston and Galuccio. As Little wants to work it back to Hudson in goal. And Derry. No pass. Not going to find any target. Bailey hits the time. Zoyce points her feet. Now Markovski. Weston travelling with Jewel. Bedo. Back to Weston. Markovski's in the crosshairs. The flag's finally going to go up. There's a cross. Olympic Village, it is rather chilly. You might see frost in the night air upon the floodlights. I wonder what effect that could have on the players on the playing surface. So Donahue trying to find Rakic. Long throw, the option. Amber. Miata, first time pass, it's going to open up. Cross flung in, Jansevsky couldn't get a bite of it. Now Lockhart, it falls on Alana Jansevsky! And against her former club. The number 66 for Heidelberg gives the Burgers a lead. Right at the start of the second half, it's a mundane celebration. The creative finish from the lion-turned burger. 1-0 to the home side, and you felt like that was in the tail.
Heidelberg finally broke down the defence of Bulleen Lions. There was only one between two. They're 2 against 1, and without a doubt, in front of goal, you saw Keely Lockhart. She made sure the physicality was there, the presence was there, but the finisher from Jamdeski was just brilliant. She played it well, composing herself in front of goal, and knew where to pinpoint it. So that was forward pressure. It was game on for Heidelberg. They knew it from that get-go, from that right flank pass. It had to be good, and it was just so superb in the finish.
And you feel like upon that opening goal, this contest has all the makings for them to come in abundance. But the spotlight firmly upon the Adelaide United talent, who's back in Victoria with Heidelberg. It was almost written in the stars that she was going to score against the club in whom had assisted her in kick-starting her senior career. She acknowledges that, of course, upon the celebration, remained rather respectful. She was never in doubt. But as for Jansevsky, a product, of course, as a Monican, going to St. Monica's College in Epping, under the guidance of Mark Torcazo's Football Excellence Program. She certainly was a bright spark amongst many footballing talents, both across the women's and men's ranks. And it's fitting to see back in Victoria, she's continuing in that same rich vein of form, which has distinguished her as one of the state's most prosperous football acquisitions. She makes a cross, and now Lockhart on the edge of the area. She shifts wide. Galea lets it run. Rakic has to get on the afterburners to get to the end of it. Shifts away from a marker. And the Burgers look for Jansevsky again. He's going to sit up for Jansevsky, who's turned it in for two. Alani Jansevsky with the Burgers has crashed out the gate in the second half and bundled in a chance from close range to make it two. And the Lions currently in panic stations. The ball was flung in, hadn't been dealt with. It was rather the miscue of a cross. Hudson couldn't get a hand on the dipping ball. And the right player in the right place at the right time. It had to be Jansevsky to make it two. The Burgers hard. They're hot.
Oh, they're hot. They're on fire right now. They know the confidence builds, and when the confidence is there and they've got the belief that they can go up against the ladder leaders, Bulleen Lions, who've just been so dominating in the competition this season, they're just going to bring in that belief. Jansevsky was, as you mentioned, right place, right time. Make sure to draw in the mistake from the keeper. That's what she does best. She threatens the keeper. And I'm telling you, the mistake is from Erin Hudson. She's going to rewatch it again. Probably should have done it better. Probably should have punched it, had her eye perhaps on the ball. But the presence of Jansevsky, she brings in that aura around her and is just unstoppable when she's on form. So credit to her to bring in this team, bring in the belief. They're 2 goals up, and I reckon they could go all the way tonight.
And Miata finding Jansevsky, who's on a brace, chasing the hat-trick. Dehakis takes over. Wants to find involvement from Markovski. As for Erin Hudson, you do feel rather sympathetic towards the keeper. The ball had been somewhat miscued towards the 6-yard box. The alarm bells had rung. But by the time in which the keeper could react, it was Jansevsky who instinctively had done so first. Zambo tried to get round and get to work, but it's now all for the Lions to do. They'll be chasing the game, trying to prevent only their 3rd loss across the league after 13 rounds of football. Of course, they haven't drawn this season. It's been 10 wins and 2 losses. Recently incurred last week was their second, as Gonzalez trying to latch onto a pass. Bailey sweeper keeper in at the minute. Miata can't get underneath it. Floodlights might have got in her way. Saleh nipping at the heels. Weston on the ground to intervene. Miata, Crafty, Jansevsky to Miata. Lockhart using her body. As it stays in by the skin of the ball. Crafty barely had much of the line to use. Emerald Deary. Gonzalez trying to play that decisive run from midfield. Bulleen's dropped into that position for the meantime. That box-to-box roll. Ambo remaining still on the right as the natural shift in formation reoccurs. Markovski running at pace. Yet again, just what we've seen in the first half, just they get to that position, both sides in fairness, they get to that edge of the box position. It can't find a tangible cross delivery in towards a player, which will cause the keeper an issue. There's Pereiro. Had to slide to try and keep it alive. Too much Mayo on the pass.
Right idea there and using the left flank. A lot of room there, but I feel like this pitch right now, it's getting really, really slippery. You're feeling the dew that's coming in here at Olympic Village. A lot of wet condition, a lot of slippery occasions happening. So the ball is going just a little bit quicker than anticipated in a lot of passages of play. And the ball's spending a lot of time in the air too. That was just a high ball push in the back, but Heidelberg, they're just maintaining that composure. Bulleen, they will be mentally in the game. It's more of a can they get the response. The third goal may be the game sealer here in what has been such an entertaining opening moments of the second half here, Adam.
Lions on the ropes, not out for 10 yet, because that's a very long ball in. Hudson parrying. The official is restoring order. So Jansevsky has provided a double blow to the Lions, in whom, as mentioned, currently on the ropes. 10 count hasn't started yet. Still a decent chunk of football to be played, 35 minutes before stoppages. And the Lions have got all the make to weather the storm, but Miata, meanwhile, keeps her run going. Couldn't dispatch. Also cast your mind back to Miata's initial time with the Burgers was against the Lions in a 3-1 loss where she'd stolen the show and taken out goal of the round via a beautiful left-footed curler inside the box at the Veneto Club. Stahaki's getting stuck in, trying to cultivate her side. Try finding Gonzalez, who's having a more attacking role in this second half, perhaps the second striker position. She's accumulating as Bailey goes bang, sends it long. Engine room ball to be won. Weston does well. Miata can't keep it grounded. The Lions will keep it for the meantime. Fine pass out wide. Mulderi has a wide option of Saleh. Waits what's in the box. Galea wanted the handball. Mulderi kept play alive. Perhaps Byrne unsure whether to pull the trigger or loft it towards the Markovski region. And Mia Bailey happily have the goal kick.
Just good pressure there coming from Galea, the captain of the Burgers, just ensuring that the mistake draws in. So Bulleen just going to be a bit more sharper on the passes, not giving the ball away in that manner. They know how to utilise the ball well in the final third, but it's just in a game like this where the scoreboard pressure, they know that they're 2 goals behind at this stage, that it's just getting into their kind of heads at the moment. They're just going to keep themselves in the game and know that the attacking is there for them. They're just going to be a bit more sharper on those passes.
Tahaki's taken quickly. Offside flag issued. Haven't acknowledged it yet. The play resumes. Cortellino's cross. Dealt with flag. Still hasn't been acknowledged. Finally has been. By Marcus Lukietis. He kept everybody in suspense. It's raced for some time, and much to how we've been on commentary tonight, Han, being sucked into the action. As was the official. Finally acknowledges the linesman to indicate the offside run from Cortellino.
I don't think even the players knew what was going on as well, especially Heidelberg. They should have got their arms up a lot more earlier than that. Even the people here in the stands were calling out the offside. I don't think anyone heard them, but I feel like you just play to the whistle here, Adam. Until the referee calls it, you just have to keep playing it, even if he doesn't see it for quite some time.
But Lockhart was on for a switch. Now Zoyce, can she pull something? Looks to pull the trigger on a pass in which the wind up and go. Cortellino was on to. Shooting it. That's another victory product of Zoyce. Quite the esteemed talent in her own right. Haven't exactly seen her come to life yet. Definitely has the makings to inspire the Lions. She searches wide, closing it up yet again. This time, Vicarious is a little bit more quicker to make the call. Cortellino offside. Seconds over half an hour remaining. It's in Lions, looking to go a bit more direct. Towards the bench. Substitution has been made. It's Helen O'Brien who's accumulated the right wing position. With Saleh residing to the bench. As Byrne, substitute, has her hands up. She had some space, O'Brien, in which she couldn't interpret. The pass never made its way there.
Very tactical substitution here for Bulleen, just to get some fresh legs into the game, and perhaps a different sort of tactics going their way. You've got, Young coming in on board for Bulleen Lions, what will kind of conjure up in the plays, and she might have some direction from the bench to work out how to unlock this very solid defence coming from Heidelberg and how to find ways to get this ball in prime positions, because the diagonal pass that we saw earlier on in the game is just not working well, and we've got to see more use of Alana Cortellino in those right or left flanks. She's really quick down the line. That burst of energy, got to use her more, but Heidelberg's just done well to shut those sort of plays down.
Oh, and Harkis just getting in the way of Lockhart. Might have been onside as Jansevsky takes over, acknowledges Lockhart to her right. Pass perhaps takes a sting at the attack for the meantime, but Galea finding an option. Jansevsky in the box to Harkis heading away. O'Brien tried going around Miata, but Ariel steps inside. Young trying to apply those fresh legs. Amber overlap arriving from Miata. He receives, crosses in, low board, Galea! Just couldn't keep it low. All the shape. The top left corner wasn't too far away from rippling. So big opportunity. Not taken by the Burgers. Zambo, fine pressure. Galea lines up. Upon that previous chance, it might have been Lockhart. The pole, the one to blame for getting in the way of that player identification.
Though, wow, the crowd was loving it. I think if that would have got in, the crowd would have been up and about and celebrating with the team. But how good is Heidelberg right now? They're just bringing that confidence, and Bulleen, they're just being a little bit more reserved and tactical. But they've got an opportunity here.
Markovsky thought about going on a run to Harkis, trying to stem attack from defence. The captain kept going. A pass towards the substitute O'Brien, round the keeper, and the Lions right back in this. Off the bench. and having some influence on the game, Caitlin O'Brien took Mia Bailey right out the equation. And the Lions are in striking distance. They've pulled one back. Full credit to the captain. Tahaki's taking on the game at full steam. And once a substitute was in on goal, the composure was off the charts. Coolest player in the place. And the Lions have drawn one back.
That was just forward pressure. It was right place at the right time that Bulleen was just struggling the entire game to get into those prime locations and situations like that. And O'Brien stayed composed, read the ball well, knew that Bailey was going to come out of her line, came attacking and capitalised on the mistake there. So 2 goals this evening kind of resulted in a keeper error, which I thought in a game like this, the keeper had to be spot on. And if they're not on point and they don't make the right decisions, they will be punished, and that's exactly what happened there. And oh wow, so it's game on, Adam. Anything can happen here, and Bulleen, can they come back? And I feel like they have it in them to come back in a game like this.
The Lions pouncing at the moment. They're certainly within striking distance. They've gotten a taste of being on the score sheet. With the momentum they currently have, much to the way the Burgers, instead of their 2-goal lead, they might just go to their own in quick succession. So the Kietis just alleviating some pressure for the Burgers. They have a free kick, which Mia Bailey looks like she want to take, allowing her side to push up. Bailey searches for Rambo, and Sevsky will fall towards her to Harkis. Really stepping up for her side. In the bounce. It's Weston in her defensive half. First time pass to Harkis. Spins, looks towards Markovski. She couldn't get the rub of the green. Weston keeping her at bay for the meantime. Old Dairy. Try playing a pass, and Sevsky first time towards Ambo, bouncing ball. Amy Ambo trying to get around her marker. Out of Bullich. Perhaps that's somewhat shifted the mood around the stadium at the minute. It's fallen rather silent. Of course, when Jansevsky made it 2, it was quite the roar, which might have been picked up. The ambience coming from the players. As Weston just throws back. It's going to be a Bulleen throw. As a chap, the linesman wasn't exactly fond of that decision. As Miata steps in front, it's going to fall towards Muldari. Ambo, patient. Jansevsky steps back into traffic and releases Ambo. Wasn't going to latch onto that pass, which Bullish interpreted well. Hudson, confronted by Lockhart. Doug's going to go up for a foul. Clearly Lockhart getting a bit overzealous. Perhaps thought it might have been half an opportunity upon the pressure she applied to Hudson.
That was very risky play there coming from Bulleen. Obviously, you know Erin Hudson, she's very good if you pass it back to her, but Keely Lockhart just went, I'm going to take my chance and I'm going to go for it, and perhaps maybe something will happen from this. So Heidelberg, they're trying different avenues, applying some pressure, and if it costs them a foul, then so be it. But that forward pressure has to be on, especially if you want to draw in a mistake from these keepers. But they've been spot on tonight.
Dari through quickly. It's bouncing off Weston. And O'Brien earns a corner. And, well, Edwards just sending the ball towards the car park. If you might have heard a Bulleen supporter calling that was time wasting, which isn't exactly an inaccurate description. There's a bunch of time still left in this one. And Bulleen certainly sensed that this opportunity could be the one in which they draw level. Zoyce to fly it in. Markovski at the back post. Saucer's corner. Header was earned by Dahakis. Bailey takes, and she wants to go quick. Acknowledges Jansevsky. Lockhart. Flag's going to go up. Perhaps just a foot offside. Billy Lockhart, linesman. A difficult yet strong decision. Dahakis taking no time, bouncing. Byrne. Dahakis remains composed, and off she goes. Couldn't play the killer pass. She kept her press. Now Jansevsky for a pass of her own in behind. And Ambo has the afterburners on. She might have a chance at goal. Fantastic defence on display. It's flung back in, and there's a chance! And Keely Lockhart takes it with two hands and reinstores a 2-goal buffer for the Burgers. Keely Lockhart, you felt like she was going to have an invite to the goal-scoring party. Her ticket stamped at the door, and arrives with a crash-bang header, which she places right beyond Darren Hudson, who couldn't do much about it. The Lions, you must give respect to their captain of Dahakis, who tried taking the game on. She was dispositioned rather, and the Burgers made the Lions pay. 3-1 the score. The Burgers back to being 2 to the good.
Surely contender for goal of the round there, Adam. That was outstanding from Keely Lockhart. It doesn't get any better than that. She positioned herself. She knew that run had to be on, had to be pin perfect. She got perhaps deja vu, sense to her when Jansevsky was in a similar position to pressure on Erin Hudson, and she did exactly that. And that header, wow! You can't ask for anything better from the forward. Keely Lockhart, she's just outstanding in those big moments for the game, and this could be the moment where it mattered the most for the Burgers. This is deja vu. It's 3-1. Last time it was the Veneto club. It was 3-1, but it was for Bulleen. Can Heidelberg hold it together, or will Bulleen fight back? This is going to be a very tough one to call in the final moments of this game.
Bullich, upon that previous play for the Lions, had tracked Ambo to perfection. The option was to not concede the corner, in which you can admire the idea. However, the sliding challenge to have the ball trickle out of play for a throw-in just did not have the journey required, which allowed for the Burgers to have that crossing and scoring opportunity. Although the scoreline, you cannot write off the Lions. There's a reason as to why they've been the staple so far this year in the competition. It's not exactly curtains yet. O'Brien certainly having impact off the bench. I feel like, although I haven't seen much from Markovski or Zoyce, they are to awaken in these final stages. Lions come out to play. As searching with a fine pass was O'Donoghue. Rakic. Spinning was Lockhart, will still remain with her jurisdiction. Cleaning things up for the meantime. They were the Lions in the back half. Just able to chest it and keep it alive. And we're right in front of the benches rather. Dahakis combining with Zoyce. Her pass Going out wide and Markovski stretching legs to get there, and she will. And the chance to open up O'Brien at the back post. Markovski goes to the offside O'Brien. You hear the Lions supporters in attendance. They're not content with the call. And you felt as if for a moment Maya might have had an opportunity to dispatch. And she does not need a third of an opportunity for the net to ripple. She instead looked to play the pass. The far corner open her.
It was just a distribution of the ball. I think she was in two minds of who to go and how to go about it. So by the time that kind of occurred, the offside already happened there.
There's a Lions with a chance, Bailey called upon. Cortolino just couldn't keep it low. And that's the intent, which the Lions will always possess. As they look towards the bench, Aroha Little, it's going to be her night wrapped up. In her place goes Betty. Wow, that will fix that one up. It was for the Burgers, with Margot Rabin replacing Stephanie Galea. Mind there, perhaps some confusion on that identification. So Rabin installed it in a more attacking position. Perhaps an anonymous sign that the Burgers sense more goals upon the score sheet. Zansevsky takes over. Lockhart's on for the pass. She's isolated. Zansevsky venturing towards the box. Lockhart stepping inside and dispatches Hudson. Fine positional awareness. Just intervening what seemed to be a combination of both a shot and a cross.
Keely Lockhart, just a workhorse. She's either assisting or making herself useful in those top prime locations there in the field. So she's just been a player that's just worked so hard in this game to get herself in good positions for Heidelberg. Now they're just going to try to find a way to get the ball to where Margot Rabin is, where she's got the fresh legs and the fresh ideas coming into the final moments of this game.
Miata just losing out. Cortolino remains on the deck. Miata's going to attend to her. As play resumes. Lockhart has Rabin on for the pass. We see Rabin calling for the ball to be kicked out of play. Fine sportsmanship on display. As the focus shifts towards the player on the deck at the minute. See perhaps a bit of despair upon one of the Burgers whom was involved in that challenge upon the Lioness. It might just be Zansevsky who was the culprit. Watching it back on the current live stream to see what might have occurred there. So Miata lunged in. It was Zansevsky with a lunge of her own. So it's going to call for a stoppage. Clock will keep going. The time will be added on in that aforementioned stoppage time. Perhaps a chance for the Lions to regroup. Yeah, trying to prevent only be their third loss this season. Time slowly evading them. You can't exactly write them off yet.
They've just got to find a way to get those players. We haven't seen too much of Markovski or Cortolino in where they need to be. But it's been a good game, very good matchup between a lot of the players. But Heidelberg feel like they're just bringing that momentum and confidence in the second half. Again, as mentioned, the first half, they're second half game players. They know that they can kind of finish off the game in a manner like this, and it's their home ground advantage with the home crowd here behind them. So for them, they just feel very comfortable in these kind of four walls, as you would say, at Olympic Village. They play so well here. It's very rare that you see them lose in games that are, especially with, top-tier ladders like Bulleen Lions. They've just got to be themselves in the game or get themselves more involved, absorb that pressure that they know that they can do, bring in that pressure that they, time and time again, bring into the game. So Bulleen, lots of work to be done. Perhaps it could just be a little bit too late here, Adam, because the time not on their favour. 2 goals down. Mountain still possible to climb, but it's just the more the time ticks down, the more that mountain will just be a little bit harder to climb here for the away team. As I think we've got okay here. The players just have been carried off at the moment. We hope that she's all right, but it's just a very hard knock there. We don't want to see that. It just happens in the game. Very physical game so far from the get-go, from the first whistle now until the remainder of the game. The intensity will just bring up a notch. The temperature here, Adam, it's gonna follow through to the end of the match, I feel. I'm not even cold at all, and it's good that it's not even raining and there's no wind, which is very rare here at Olympic Village.
Speak for yourself, Han. I can't feel my toes. As play resumes. Miata, some pressure. She's going to be under, and she's sent right to the deck by the storming Alana Byrne. Feels as if the Burgers can see this out. But any lapse in judgment in terms of their defensive duties could cause what could be a miraculous comeback from the league leaders. No matter what the time is, you cannot write them off. It's long ball forward. Rabin heading on. Ambo and Sevsky to Harkis. Shifting out wide. Trying to find Rakic. The ball finding Rakic rather. Bertolino just able to latch onto the pass. So 9 minutes left of play. You wonder the approach of the Lions, whether they can or will start sending players forward. You feel like that might be the ingredients required in order to force what could be a fairy tale comeback.
We want to see more of the use of the left or right flank. The burst of energy that we saw in the first half was a very good matchup, but Heidelberg was just being able to shut that down. But look at the physicality of the game now.
Might be cold around Heidelberg, certainly the hot ball still in dispute on that playing surface. Miata came away with it, gets it back. Rabin, flag will stay down. Ambo just couldn't release. Lockhart. Lines were undone. The execution lacking from the Burgers in that attacking scenario. Donahue went back to Edwards. Goes back to Rambo. Mia Bailey rather. She cleared long. And Lions take over. Flag will stay down until it went up. Offside. Lions were. It was a fruitful idea. So they try to play direct to break the lines. Force the issue as much as they can. Bailey towards Rabin. Harkey's intervening. Roger. Miata takes over. Sevsky ready needle for Rabin. Hudson off the line. Uses the full length of her box to ensure that Rabin have any half chance. Hudson sends long. Miata getting stuck in. It's really grown in the second half. The pass, however, perhaps on the back of the commentator's curse, just a really one. As the Harkies takes some influence. Searches wide. Sevsky on the challenge. Still remains more competitive. Harkis takes over and lofts. The ball skids away on that cold, frosty surface. Just going to judge the bounce. Now Ambo. Roger does well. That's for O'Brien to make a pass towards the Harkis. That's a fine ball over the top. Portolino's onto it, and she might be in here. She tries to cut back. Intervention was made, and Mia Bailey could claim without any qualms. Spot play be more positive from the away side. They needed something tangible. You feel hard from the players have had an attack.
That did look pretty promising, but Heidelberg was well set up again, as we see just another player down for Heidelberg. But they have to be just more in front of the ball. Heidelberg is just making sure that the players are right there, matching it up, just on line with where the attackers are. So they're just running back. So they're defending their heart out right now, Heidelberg, and it's getting them into the right positions where they need to be. Bulleen just unable to do so.
Lockhart on for it, goes round the keeper. Couldn't find the net. It still remains alive. Rabin on the edge of the box. Only for Hudson to claim. And that's awoken the Lions. They try going down the spine. Dahakis set the ball like a magnet to her feet this evening. Markovsky coming deep to try temporise her side. Goes around the midfield and progresses out wide. Fine play from Markovsky. She gets it back from O'Brien. Dancing with Edwards. Tries to shift onto her left. O'Brien. Clearance was made to Harkis. Thought about the shot. She might have had a lot more time, which she bargained for there, the captain. As Jansevsky remains on the deck. She tried getting back up on her feet for the previous Keely Lockhart attacking scenario, which was cleaned up by the Lions, although Hudson was called upon. The defence wasn't beaten.
End-to-end play again. This game is just a roller coaster of emotions right now, Adam. You go one moment where it's just been very technical and the passes are on point, and then it's just turned the game around. It's just very exciting in terms of where the intensity is, where the ball needs to be, but how good was Markovsky in that passage of play? She just allowed herself to open up a little bit, wait for the time run, and then just unlock where it needed to be. They just need to use her more. They just haven't feeded the ball in the manner that they wanted to in the second half, but when she has the ball, she uses it so well. Her possession count is just so great, but then no one else is really there to help her out. So Bulleen just lacking a little bit of kind of direction of where they need to be and where the ball needs to end up.
Short option, one of preference for Bailey. So you feel like it's all systems go with the clock closing the door on the contest. Wide ball crossed in, not dealt with entirely yet until the intervention was made. Dahakis spreads it out wide, flag will go up. Or the offside. Seen a few of those occur for the Lions in the second half. It was the crosses in the first Now it's the flag in the second, just nullifying any real tangible effort upon Mia Bailey's goal. Let's pay credit to the Burgers there. Have insisted on holding that defensive line, which has been held for the majority of the contest. It's Rogers. Deha kicks. Miata cuts off the incisive pass. Going backwards is O'Donoghue. Edwards searching towards Rabin. Ambo trying to get a foot on it. Gets the tackle made. Upon Bullich. In the final minute of regulation time. Can the Lions make this interesting? The pass was intended for O'Brien from Muldari. You feel like as the game has gone on, hard, colder it's gotten, the frostier the playing surface has become, therefore the ball just tending to skid and not hold up for each side.
Absolutely. It's definitely due to the dew here at Olympic Village. We know the conditions here plays a part. The ball gets a little bit slippery, harder to control. So those long balls sometimes get a little bit too heavy for you to control. We saw it before. The ball spent a lot of time in the air. So the bounce is definitely on there for the players. Just hard to read at times. And it's just very slippery conditions out there for the players to manage. So something to work on. But it's very frosty. You see it there, players slipping from everywhere.
Here the crowd just telling Keely Lockhart to give it a hit from distance upon Hudson being displaced. There's 8 minutes of stoppage time to be played. The door not entirely closed yet despite the scoreline. Markovski's come very deep. Ball for Rogers. Or Roger rather. That of Rosie. He wants to get things moving quickly. Miata concedes a foul. Imagine the Lions that pull one back here, how interesting this could really get. Not that it hasn't been already. But you feel like Markovski only needs the one chance. She hasn't exactly had it this evening. He feels if this cross can find some space in front of the Lions' top scorer for the season, it might be a dramatic end to the tale as the ball's flung in. Not dealt with entirely. Now O'Brien has a snap, which goes wide of everybody in truth. And Mia Bailey's in no rush to get this one back underway. They're closing in on the 3 points and what's going to be quite the impressive result for the Burgers, who are up against the Royals at Cross Keys Reserve on the Saturday 22nd of June clash at 3 p.m. Much for their away form. Put 4 past Brunswick Juventus at CB Smith Reserve. A 2-3 victory at BT Connor. And the more previous same scoreline result, that of 3-2 against Alamein. Certainly don't mind travelling, as they've really grown in the second stage of this season. You can hear the Lions, well, they want to get this moving quickly. They're not going to die wondering.
Just talking about Heidelberg, just for them to just ensure that they've got themselves in good positions, but we just saw a yellow card given there to Olivia Edwards, but for I'm not sure what reason. Perhaps it could happen behind play there, Adam, but something that we weren't sure of. Might have to get clarification exactly what that was the reason behind. Heidelberg, they've just had a really good season so far. Could continue on.
And Rabin has time and space to make it 4. Hudson covering her angles. But it will be a Burgers corner. Time and space for the substitute. It was close to really making a statement. All flung in, dealt with at the near post. Official getting in the way of Miata. He's going to call it back. Seems rather interesting in terms of the table. For 3 points, the Burgers will remain in 5th. However, they'll only be 2 points away from the Lions, who sit in 4th. As for the Bulleen Lions, the Royals, with a victory, will still remain in 2nd place. So perhaps their 3-point buffer at the top of the table evaporating this evening. Expect a quick response from such a dominant side. Meanwhile, Heidelberg look to really close out the show. Rabin couldn't find Dambo in the crossfires of the box. Markovsky has the run on. Cortellino is running at defenders. Markovsky in support. Cortellino couldn't go around. Her marker. Of course, they are back at the Venator Club to take on Burundara Kerry Eagles. And perhaps the battle of the Venator Club of the 2024 season. Both sides taking refuge at the Bulleen placed stadium, which has been busy in recent months, considering Italy's own World Cup winner Francesco Totti was in attendance for a club event. I'm sure that's well documented across the ranks. One of the more significant moments across football in Victoria for, I was going to say the calendar year, dare I say the decade. There's a late change to occur, Lockhart's night. All wrapped up, and it's going to be Lahopoulos to have some minutes upon the park. Not sure how many she might have. Dare I say there's roughly a minute 30 left in the contest. But this one slowly starts to wrap up. Your thoughts on the home side, Han, who came out in the second half, all guns blazing.
All guns firing, blazing, whatever you want to call it. It was just that kind of belief in the momentum that the chances that they had, they capitalised it more on those opportunities. Heidelberg, they've got the home side advantage. They've got the fans on their side here. Feel like they brought up to the occasion and took the game on in the second half, in the opening minutes of the second half. Alana Jandeski just did well to create those opportunities and score 2 goals, back-to-back goals that just got that momentum going, where Bulleen was just a little bit on the back foot, just couldn't find a way through the defence. Got to give credit to Olivia Edwards, just been outstanding there, just ensuring the pressure is on in the back line and not having Bailey work overtime in the second half. We saw 2 back-to-back saves in the closing minutes of the first half, and I feel like they stepped it up tonight, the defence from Heidelberg. They've ensured that Bulleen don't have any easy targets, any easy shots. That's why you see a lot of inaccuracies in a lot of the attacking from Bulleen, just because of that pressure coming from Heidelberg. So credit to them, they've done well. Can they bring it forward to next week's game against Essendon Royals, who've just been outstanding?
Markovsky forces the keeper into a save. It remains alive. Goes right across the face of goal. O'Brien keeps it in play. Mia Bailey nearly called upon. She had to react to Markovsky. There was her chance. That came right at the death. As the 8 minutes of stoppage time have been played out. And it's the Burgers and Olympic Village, who take the 3 points off of the league leaders. Alana Jansevsky, the talking point, against her former club, a club in which she holds in the highest regard. She was their kryptonite this evening. 2 goals after a scoreless first half. Although the comeback might have appeared to be on from the Lions, who tried valiantly to turn the tide around and resorted to the bench, in which Caitlin O'Brien perhaps gave them that opportunity to force a comeback. It was Lockhart who made it all set in stone, ensuring that the points remain here in Heidelberg. Han, your thoughts on the 90 that just occurred?
Outstanding play coming from Heidelberg. They've, again, just stepped up to the occasion, didn't be intimidated by the leaders at the moment, and they just played the game how they wanted to. They got players into where they needed to be in the second half, got those runs in, and the workhorse rate coming from a lot of players like Killy Lockhart and Alana Jajeski. They've done well to ensure that the run had to be perfect, the passes had to be a lot better, had to be more accurate, and they got the upper hand. They ensured that if they were going to win, they have to react fast, and they did exactly that. So credit to them and their team to form as a team, and the midfield was really good here in the second half too. They made sure that players had to be on point of where they need to be. So I feel like they had the upper hand tonight, and congratulations to them because they worked tirelessly hard from the start of the game now to the end of the game.
League leaders look to lick their wounds ahead of their next fixture in round 14. Expect a swift response from them. Full time at Olympic Village. It's the Burgers. Heidelberg United 3, Bulleen Lions 1. That's going to wrap up our coverage of the final fixture of round 13. Ivan Adam Palombi, Han Tran has joined us on commentary this evening. We thank you for joining us on YouTube. Until next time, goodbye.